Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick lavender and pine candle from Bath & Body Works, part of the holiday 2024 collection. So yes, this candle originally was a test candle in like a Nordic evergreen collection, and I always wanted to smell it and get a 3-wick version of it, but then we did get a wallflower eventually, and then I also got the single wick tester candle of it, and I love the wallflower of it. And then now fast forward to 2024, and we do actually have a 3-wick of it, so I'm super jazzed to try it out. The notes on this read freshly picked lavender, cedarwood bark, and frosted pine. And yes, oh my god, I'm so bummed. This is just like not quite as juicy as I had maybe built up in my head. I thought I really enjoyed the wallflower, but the candle for whatever reason kind of falls flat, and it doesn't really remind me of a lavender fragrance as it is just like another kind of pine tree fragrance. I feel like the lavender is just not pronounced enough, and it's just kind of like the disappointment I had with caramelized lavender, where it's like, girl, if you're gonna put the name lavender in it, like I really want to smell heaps of lavender, and I'm just really not getting a whole lot of that in this candle, unfortunately. But it's a like pleasant, inoffensive like pine tree Christmas tree fragrance. So there's that. So yeah, on cold you get a little bit more lavender. When it goes to burn, you really don't get too much of it. But yeah, so what does it smell like? Basically it kind of smells like a blend of both Tree Farm and fresh balsam. So it's like if you couldn't decide between fresh balsam and Tree Farm, maybe try this out. But actually I would retract that statement, because the throw on this is so much lighter than just Tree Farm alone or fresh balsam alone, that I feel like I would get more satisfaction out of those separately than burning this one. But yeah, it really smells a whole lot like on cold. I was like, oh my god, this just smells like a slightly different, lesser version of Tree Farm. And when you go to burn it, it just kind of really does smell like that. It has this like sort of pine needle, sappy, sweet Christmas tree fragrance to it. But then it has a little bit of this like fresh balsam feel to it as well, where it tones down the like Tree Farm component of it. But the lavender just kind of gets lost in the mix. And because lavender has sort of like this sharp quality to it, and because pine and Tree Farm and fresh balsam also have that sort of like sharp, sappy quality to it, it just kind of gets lost. And I don't know, it just kind of smells like a blend of Tree Farm and fresh balsam, but it's with a light throw, so it's just like not great. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. I wish I could dissect this more, but it's kind of redundant and light and throw and not lavendery enough that I'm just kind of bummed from it. Like on cold, it smelled kind of like how the original lavender and pine did, but when you go to burn it, it just kind of falls flat, and I don't think it's as juicy as how I remember the wallflower being. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this fragrance on this candle. This is either a third or fourth burn, and it has the core wicks on it, and it does fine. No issues pulling out, just the usual performance on this candle. As for the throw, I would say it's quite light. It almost like gets like this sort of like, like when a wax has that sort of spent fragrance to it, where it just kind of smells like oily and just waxy. It just kind of gets that. I don't quite understand. Like it just like loses its potency like the more it burns. And so I would just put it at like a, I don't know, 4 to a 5, like light to a medium. It's not unscented, but it's not super strong, and it's much lighter than Tree Farm or fresh balsam alone. And so I would put it in like the 3 to a 5 range, just in the light to medium. Yeah, it's just kind of there. Overall, a one and done. I was just really hoping for much more lavender, and like lavender is also a very strong fragrance, so I just was imagining lavender plus like their usual like super strong hitting Tree Farm and fresh balsam fragrances, like this would be a powerhouse, but it's just not quite that, and it just kind of falls flat. So total one and done. I actually have a second one, but I'll probably end up returning it or exchanging it, just because I have Tree Farm and I have fresh balsam, and they both perform better than this. So this just kind of seems redundant and not lavendery enough. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this candle down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.